Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So, as usual, starting off with Euro USD, and you can see not much happened with Euro USD. We are sort of bouncing off a little bit of support here at 118.738. The next bit of resistance is, well, in my eyes anyway, is in these two areas here. So it would be 119.399. And then 119.876. 120 will also be a round number, so that's something else to pay attention to. So at the moment, I'm just sitting back still on this pair and waiting to see what transpires. Could be an inverse head and shoulders forming here for a squirt up. No real resistance is a bit on the 1 hour, which is right here. But I'll take that with a pinch of salt. So 19.256, 258. I think this level here is the one that we should be after. It says 119, let's just call it 119.400, and then the next level is a little bit higher up at 119.876. So that's kind of the play that I'm looking for there. So that's sit and wait. US dollar, Japanese yen, big down, big up yesterday. A bit of confusion. So what we're looking for at the moment is this level here of 110.367. If we can reject that level on the higher time frames, then I would expect to move down, but this trend is up. By the looks of things, we're getting buyers coming in, and right down here you can see all the interaction with this area here of 109.732. If we just switch across to the hour, you'll see a pretty interesting picture here. So firstly, we had this gap. So the gap came back and closed. We found support on the 8 hour. It wasn't really on the hour, but on the 8 hour level, and the buyer stepped in. Trend never really changed. So we did try and retest this break here, but that failed, and back up to the top we go. It's a great example of why you want to be taking the bar that closes below this previous bar if you want to be short, to see if that tests that. So you really want to just jump in as it gets there, especially when the bigger trend is to the upside. So anyway, at the moment, pretty much going nowhere. So dollar for me is a no-go. Pound is definitely offering opportunities. We had some good opportunities yesterday. So let's just start off with pound yen. So firstly, this trend line broke, and we'll get to that on the hour. We're now back in this area here of potential resistance. So you can see how strong it was as support previously. So if we can flip this area, it's definitely looking like we should be looking to short this. So how we would play this at the moment, you can see we've got a grouping of all our oscillators as well. And basically, London breakout strategy is what I would recommend. So take the first 7 bars. At the moment we've only got 5. Let's just, argument's sake, say it's that. I'm not looking for a, let's get the tail. Okay, so I'm not looking for a long on this at the moment, primarily because we've got a crossover here and we've got all this resistance here. So looking at the hour, get your range in, then come down to your 15-minute and wait for a 15-minute close below that range, or sort of a close and retest. So there's the bottom of the range, there's the top of the range, and we can actually just fine-tune that better. There we go. And what you're looking for is somewhere around 153. And then the range target is down here at 152.837. We come back to the hour, you'll see it does line up with this. Oh, sorry, I lied. It lines up with this area here where there has been potential support and resistance in the past, which is this area here. Okay, so yeah, so that's kind of the way I trade that. And lastly, euro British pound. You can see, as I said yesterday, move was up, trend is down, and you should have been looking for areas to short, and that came on the hour. Again, As I mentioned yesterday, this is looking like a great candidate for a London breakout strategy, and that's exactly what happened. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the top of the range there. That's the bottom of the range. There you go. There's your range. There's your first profit taking area. There's your second profit taking area. Look at all this, the buyers coming in on the range, and then that gave way, leading to the third profit area. Okay, which basically was because we had a gap there, so it was going to act as a magnet anyway. So that's kind of that structure, and I think at the moment that's what you're looking for. So at the moment it's the range is not that big. There it is there, but just wait for those the next couple of bars, so that first hour of the market opening, and then take the trade. And again, this one sort of trend is down, so I would expect probably a move to the upside to come back to this area of 0.85724, because that is an area of support. Remember, it is weekly support, which we broke yesterday, so I would expect that to come back up there, and the range target does line up with that level if you look on the hour here. So I would expect some kind of a break to the upside, come and test this area, and if we can reject this area, then I would expect another move, a bigger move to the downside. But that would be the first play, first along up to the range target, then see what price is doing, and then try and look for a short up there later in the day for a move down. One thing to be very aware of is this here. We did not create a lower low yesterday. You could see pretty much a big green bar on the daily, and then followed by a big red bar. So big up, big down, big confusion, and then pretty much a higher low. Okay, so just bear that in mind. It didn't really break below the low of Friday. So keep that in mind, and the range target to the downside will also may play a major role if it does break to the downside, because that is the weekly low from last week. So either way, that's kind of the way we're going to take it. So if it's short, it's a very short ride down to 0.85457. If it's long, we're going up towards 0.85724. And until we break out of those two levels, I think that's pretty much where we're stuck. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.